So good morning, this is Dr. David A. Padgett, Associate Professor of Geography and Director of the Tennessee State Geographic Information Sciences Laboratory at Tennessee State University. Today's topic, I'm going to share my screen, is I'm going to address yesterday's incursion on our campus by representatives from MAGA, who trespassed on our campus and were immediately escorted off campus. And so what this has to do with geospatial technology, you might ask. Has a lot to do with it. So the trespassers claim that, or may claim that they were precluded from expressing their right to free speech. They might say that they were denied access to a public facility. But even though this is a public facility, that doesn't mean that anybody can walk up onto this campus at any time. For example, the airport, Nashville's airport, is a public space. But if they did the same thing at Nashville's airport, I'm sure that they would have been had a visit from TSA and would have been promptly escorted out of the airport, free speech or not. You know, there are certain spaces where we just can't allow certain things to happen for the safety of us all. And then let's look at the context. We know that in the wake of Charlie Kirk's death, several HBCUs were threatened, including this one. And in our case, there was an individual who exploited the opportunity. But still, there was a heightened sense of concern that someone might actually follow through with these threats. But let's go back to how we got to what happened yesterday from a geospatial technology standpoint, because I was there through every step of it. So first of all, we're going to start off with kind of a sad incident about almost exactly 10 years ago. A young man was killed on campus. He was not a Tennessee State University student. It happened at night. This was in 2015. 19-year-old young man killed on campus. And what happened was it really sparked a conversation about campus safety. And which has resulted in our campus being a closed campus. During the time of the shooting, the campus was open. Now there's a wrought iron fence that surrounds nearly the entire campus, and there are guarded entry points. So people aren't allowed to roll up onto this campus without permission. Also, people are, now we've slacked off on this a bit, but at that time, everybody was required to have their ID visible if you're going to be on campus. Your campus ID, not your driver's license, had to be out and visible. And that was really much more strictly enforced back then. So how did we get to the point that fence? So after this shooting, there was a lot of concern about campus safety, obviously, because we want to keep anybody on our campus safe. So a group of us, myself, individuals from facilities management, and most importantly, the campus police department, started to look at the nature of campus crime. And one individual from the campus TSU police department really took a deep dive into GIS. I introduced her to GIS, introduced her to some training, and she really went to the next level. So at that time, campus or police incident reports were recorded by hand. They were in notebooks. They were not electronic at all. And so what she and others did was gathered up all of those data in order to see, well, where is campus crime happening the most? And so I don't have the map here, but I have an example of what we call a crime heat map. So the campus police, specifically this one individual, created a heat map of campus crime. And they discovered two things. A, nearly a huge percentage of campus crimes, which involve violence, assaults, occurred in and around the student center, which is exactly where that young man lost his life. Substantial. And the second thing that they discovered was that the perpetrators of these violent or crimes were almost always not students. They were people who were coming here from off campus for whatever reason. And remember, this campus used to be open. Anybody could just walk up onto this campus unabated. And so once those two things were discovered, A, the student center was a hot spot for crime. And B, that most of those crimes were committed by people who were not students, faculty, or staff. The decision was made to close the campus off with the fence that you see surrounding campus today, with entry points with guards. Campus crime went down substantially after that happened. And so geospatial technology was also used around that time to improve the accuracy of Tennessee State University's 911 map. If you come to our campus, you'll notice that every building has a street address. That is because our campus address is 3500 John Merritt Boulevard. It does no good for somebody to dial 911 and give them 3500 John Merritt Boulevard on a 400-acre campus that has multiple buildings. So now, in the effort to correct the 911 map to the former street grid, each building matches what was a street grid on what is now a pedestrian campus. And then lastly, GIS technology was used to improve campus safety in terms of lighting. We had a lighting issue on this campus. We had a lot of dark places. A dark campus is an unsafe campus. So again, facilities management in collaboration with the police department used global positioning systems, GPS, to do a campus survey of every light on campus so that now they can be replaced in a timely manner, and places that did not have adequate lighting received adequate lighting, again, supported through GPS applications and a field survey carried out by students and staff, facilities management, and of course, the police. And so we had good reason to be concerned. I'm gonna try to look this up, but not too long ago at Edward Waters College, Edward Waters University, there was someone who probably could be identified as a white supremacist. I'll pull it up here. Yeah, so this occurred a few years ago. Maybe not so here's a white supremacist who killed killed 3 Black people in a Dollar General. But the first place that he went was on the campus of Edward Waters University. And he was thwarted by a campus police officer. And so this police officer confronted the shooter at Ed Waters campus and ran the shooter off. and that white supremacist went down the street to a Dollar General and killed 3 black people there. But his original intent was to kill people at Edward Waters College. And thank goodness, or God, or whomever, that an alert campus police officer thwarted that shooter from coming up onto that black college campus and doing who knows what. So at these times, while we're under threat, we can't take any chances. We don't have time to ask somebody what they're going to do during these times, whether they had ill intent or not, because we can't explain to a parent or a family why we allowed somebody to come onto campus to exercise their free speech, and then who knows, they might have just decided they were going to open fire. We don't want to have to explain that, and it really doesn't matter who it was. It doesn't matter if they came on this campus and had signs that said free hugs, Jesus loves you, free hugs, and set up a table. They would have been escorted off campus. If it had been Jehovah's Witnesses, if it had been people coming on campus to decide they wanted to hand out free pizzas to the students, they would have been escorted off campus. And so, yes, so there is a connection, direct connection between geospatial technology applications and what happened to those individuals who were escorted off campus. Our campus was made safer through geospatial technology applications, including heat mapping, which resulted in a much more secure campus. Even though these individuals were able to breach that security somehow, it probably wasn't easy. And so had they done things the right way, there's a right way and a wrong way to do things. Ironically, there was a great debate held the day before on campus, including one of my students, where these issues that we're talking about right now were debated in a forum on campus. Had these people or anyone who wanted to do things the right way, we would have been happy to invite in a formal debate anyone to debate our forensics team, debate our national award-winning forensics team, or our national award-winning Honda Bowl team, Quiz Bowl, our Quiz Bowl team, or any of our organizations who engage in spirited debate and discourse over topics upon which we might not agree. If we would have been glad to have that on campus in a controlled environment under invitation, but nobody can come here uninvited, and that is to protect our safety, especially during these times. And so that is the history of geospatial technology's ties to how we respond to trespassers here. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me on the directory at Tennessee State University's website.